Hello and welcome, guys. What we're going to do for the press conference, obviously Seamus and Stephen, we'll do the first 4 questions for translation into Armenian. So please make sure you wait for the translation to occur from the question and the answer if possible, and then we'll just do a flat press conference from there on in. So who'd like the first question in terms of the local media from Armenia?
Հարգելի գործընկերներ, ինչպես նախորդ տեղեկացրեցի, առաջի 3-4 հարցը իրավունք հայկական մեդիայինն է, կարող եք հարցը ուղղել ինչպես խաղացողին, այնպես էլ մարզչին։ Խնդրեմ, եթե կա առաջին հարցը, Արմեն։
Արմեն Գարամյան, առաջին ալիք հարցս ուղղում եմ հավաքականի գլխավոր մարզչին, արդյոք մարզիչը դիտել է Հայաստանի հավաքականի մասնակցությամբ հանդիպումներ, ինչ կարծիք ունի մեր ընտրանու մասին եւ արդյոք հիշում է Իռլանդիա Հայաստան առաջին դիմակայությունը, ճիշտ է այդ ժամանակ նա չէ գլխավոր մարզիչը, բայց ամեն դեպքում ինչ կարծիք ունի երկրորդ հանդիպման մասին։
The question to the coach, did you watch the matches of Armenian national team? What is your opinion about our team? And do you remember the matches between Armenia and Ireland back to 2010-2011? What memories do you have and what is your opinion about those matches?
Right. Yes, I have watched Armenia play, obviously watched their games. They've they've obviously had some up and down results, and we've seen the fact that they've beaten Iceland and Romania here in Armenia, and they obviously did very well to win Group C to get here. So we'll treat Armenia with absolute respect. The second question, to be honest, I only have a vague recollection of the game back in I believe I know it's significant in Armenian football history, I'm told, but I only have vague recollection of it.
Բնականաբար դիտել եմ Հայաստանի հավաքականի խաղերը, այն հանգամանքը, որ ձեր թիմը հաղթել է Ռումինիային եւ Իսլանդիային, այնպես էլ ինչպես նաեւ հաղթել է ազգերի լիգայից է լիգայում, վկայում է այն մասին, որ բավականին ուժեղ թիմ ունեք, ինչ վերաբերում է երկրորդ հարցին, այնքան էլ լավ չի հիշում 2010-11 թվականների հանդիպումը։
Եվ քննեի Շեյմուսի եւս պատասխանել այդ հարցին, նա կար հայտարարությունում այդ խաղում չմասնակցեց հանդիպանը, բայց ամեն դեպքում հիշում է դիմակայությունը եւ արդյոք արդար էր նրա ամեն ինչ այդտեղ։
The same question to Seamus. You were included in the final list for that match. What do you remember, and do you think that the final result in the match in Dublin was fair?
Yeah, listen, I was, again, it's a long time ago now. I was in the squad for that game. I know there was a few decisions maybe that Armenia feel went against them, and I can't comment too much on that. I'm just looking forward to tomorrow night's game against a good opponent, and hoping that we can get a good result against a good opponent tomorrow night.
Այո, ես հիշում եմ այդ հանդիպումը, կային որոշ մրցավարական որոշումներ, որոնք կասկածել էին այդ խաղի ընթացքում, եթե դիտարկենք հայկական կողմի տեսանկյունից, բայց ես չեմ ուզում այլևս խոսել այդ խաղի մասին եւ կենտրոնանում եմ վաղվա հանդիպման վրա, որը երկու կողմերի համար շատ կարեւոր է։ Այլ հարցեր, Գագիկ։
Գագիկ Երազարյան, Ամեկ+։ Ես ուզում եմ նախ իմանալ, թե ինչ նպատակ է դրել թիմը այս մրցաշարում, ազգերի լիգայում, եւ եւս մեկ հարց, հրավիրվել է 8 հարցակվող, որը բավականին քիչ է հանդիպում, արդյոք վաղը իրենք պատրաստում են 3 հարցակվողներով խաղալ Հայաստանի հետ։
Okay, 2 questions. What is your main goal in the Nations League tournament? And you have called up 8 strikers. Does it mean that you are going to play with a lot of strikers in tomorrow's match?
Well, it's a very competitive group with Armenia and the Ukraine. And we've seen how good Ukraine were against Scotland, and Scotland, of course. So it's a very competitive group. So at the moment, we're not, we're just focused on the Armenian game, really. That's the main focus for us. It's a challenge that we're getting ready for, and a game that we we want to try and win. I think the 8 strikers, I think it's a 4 games in a very short proximity. So we've just, some of the players are versatile, they can play in other positions, and we just made sure that we have that level of strength and depth that we might need for the 4 games. So that's the main objective.
Բավականին մրցակցային խումբ է, որտեղ ընդգրկված են Հայաստանը, Ուկրաինան եւ Շոտլանդիան, այն թե ինչքան ուժեղ են մեր մրցակիցները վկայում է արդյունքը Գլազգոյում տեղի ունեցած խաղում, երբ Ուկրաինան հաղթեց Շոտլանդիային, ինչ վերաբերում է 8 հարձակվող հրավիրելուն, 4 հանդիպում ունենք անցկացնելու շատ կարճ ժամանակում եւ մեզ համար շատ կարեւոր է որպեսզի կազմում լինի խորություն, այդ պատճառով էլ հրավիրել ենք այդքան շատ հարձակվողների։ Հարցեր։
Գևորգ Մալաքյան, հայկական երկրորդ հեռուստալիկ, հարցս ուղղում եմ գլխավոր մարզչին, կան նորեկներ հայտացուցակում եւ կան նաեւ բացականներ իդեմս Մեդ Դոերթիով վնասվածքի պատճառով չի խաղում, կցանկանամ մի փոքր խոսի կազմի մասին, ինչ փոփոխություններ են տեղի ունեցել հայտացուցակում։
You have new players in your finalist and you have also players that are absent, for example Matt Doherty. How can you try to tell us a little bit about the new players and also the players that are absent from the final list?
Right. Yeah, we didn't. 2 new players in the squad are CJ Hamilton and Festi Abasele, and they are, it's great to have them in the squad. They've made tremendous strides in their career, and we're looking forward to having them in. Obviously, they both are natural wingers and play in wide areas, and they add some natural pace in those areas. So they are a good additions to what we have, and we feel that they'll improve us over a period of time.
Can you repeat the names, please?
Festi Obasele and CJ Hamilton.
Can you tell it louder?
Festi Obasele and CJ Hamilton.
Այս երկու խաղացողների մասին խոսեց, որ նրանք լավ ձեռքբերում են համարվում իրենց հավաքականի համար, քանի որ խաղում են եզրերում եւ կարողանում են այդ եզրերում շատ լավ աշխատանք տանել եւ արդեն հասունացել էր ժամանակ, որպեսզի նրանք հրավիրվեին Իռլանդիայի ազգային հավաքական։ Եվ վերջին հարցը խնդրեմ։
Ստորեն Մելիքսեթյան, Armsport.am, հարցս գլխավոր մարզչին է ուղղված։ Վաղը Երևանում նախատեսվում է 30 աստիճանից բարձր եղանակային պայմաններ, ըստ գլխավոր մարզչի, ինչքանով են պատրաստ Իռլանդիայի հավաքականը նման եղանակային պայմաններում դիմակայել Հայաստանի հավաքականին։
The weather forecast for tomorrow is above 30 degrees. How much is Irish national team prepared to play in such kind of weather conditions?
To who? Which?
The weather.
No, but who they
To the coach.
Oh, to the coach.
Yeah, so we have the opportunity to train yesterday at match time, at 5 o'clock, and today at 5 o'clock. So it can give us some perspective of what it'll be like tomorrow, and so that's something we can adapt to, and it's something that we're just going to have to take on board and adapt to, and the players are looking forward to the game, and we're not making it a big issue. We will have to adapt parts of what we do, but more or less we trained in it yesterday, we'll train today, and we'll gain some experience from that.
Երեք մենք արդեն մարզվել ենք խաղի ժամին, ժամը 5-ին եւ այսօր նույնպես մեր մարզումը այդ ժամին է, ոչինչ չեն կարող անել, պետք է փորձենք հարմարվել այդ ժամին խաղալու հետ կապված եղանակային պայմաններին եւ վաղը դուրս գանք խաղադաշտ այդ մտադրությամբ։ Շնորհակալություն։
Okay, we'll move into the broadcast section for the Irish media only. So, Tony, if you want to get us underway, please. And if you want to ask a question, please raise your hand.
Sure. Stephen, just on the weather and the temperature thing, just for a moment again, is there a sense that you were going to get water breaks? You were going to query that with the officials. Do you know, will there be water breaks?
Maybe not. Depending on the temperature. It has to be over a certain temperature to get water breaks. At the moment, it's below that, so we'll have to wait and see on that.
And in a general sense, in conditions like that, is it better to keep the ball, better to have the ball rather than be chasing it?
Listen, yeah, no, it certainly is. We know we'll have to adapt aspects of our play, but we don't want to make it too much of a contentious issue. We are capable of adapting, and we want to make sure that we're ready. All right, the match is not at 7:45 at night, which would be ideal, but it's also not at 3 o'clock. So we have to, have to get ourselves ready and just take the elements on and be positive in our approach.
Josh Cullen is free to play now, and so I guess you're going to play him if he's available under the circumstances. And how much of a boost is that for you?
Well, he's certainly in the squad, and he's he's available for selection. Josh has done terrific for us. He's been, he's really been a big plus for us over the last year. His performances have, really improved. His all-round game's improved, and since he's gone to Belgium, and he's done terrifically well, and we're delighted to have him in the squad.
Is this a game for experimentation? You do have new players in the squad. Will we see debuts tomorrow at some stage, do you think?
It's possible that we could, but we respect Armenia here in their own stadium. Any result we get, we'll have to earn, and that's what we intend doing.
Damien at the back of the room there.
Stephen, you've set your team the challenge of winning this group, but Ireland have never won a game in this competition. How important is it to get that monkey off your back early on in the competition?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say, though, that in the previous camp, we had a situation where after coming back from a Euro playoff, we had to play Wales, and we had a call late at night to say 5 of the starting 11 can't play because they're close contacts, and two of the players on the plane couldn't play. We were one of the few countries at the time that were adapting those rules on close contacts, 2 meters. So for 2 windows, we nearly had minus 10 players in difficult circumstances. All of the games were either drawn or lost by a goal. So the players acquitted themselves well at that time, considering the circumstances. It's not fair to assess that campaign at all. Completely unfair. 2 windows with so many players minus for 2 of the windows. So it's not a fair assessment. I know people want to criticise that period, and people really went after us in that period. But I think we've shown over the last year that the players have played brilliantly. The Irish public really identify with this team now. It's a new style of play. It's a vibrant style of play. The players have been terrific. Not all our performances, but the majority of our performances, even against the top teams, Portugal and Serbia, have been very good. We've scored 23 goals from March to March, and we've shown that we're improving as a team. We've blooded an awful lot of young players come into the team. They've given us options, increased the squad size, given us competition for places, and competition. There is a lot of competition for places now, which is very important. And I think we're going to continue to improve as a team. But anything we get here out in Armenia, as they've shown with some of the results that they've got, that we'll have to earn it. And we're not, we don't assume that we can get any. We're not a team that can assume anything. We have to earn everything we get.
Seamus, as the manager says there, the results over the last year have been really good. Is that incentive of winning the group, making your second seeds, is that an added incentive for you as players?
Yeah, I think without a shadow of a doubt it's an incentive. Again, like the manager touched on earlier, tomorrow afternoon's game is most important for us, and trying to start off on a good note, and we know it won't be easy, but listen, the last 12 months have been really good, like the manager touched on. Serbia game, Portugal, Belgium, the team's growing with confidence, and we're playing a style of football like the manager touched on that people want to see, and we're forever improving, and new lads coming in as well are eager to impress. So we'll start off tomorrow and hoping to get all 3 points, play well, and we'll go from there. But you go into any campaign wanting to do the best that you can. So that'll be what we'll be doing.
Okay, Gavin Cooney down here, and then we'll move into the embargoed section after that.
Hey, Stephen, just briefly, is everyone still fit? Is that still the case?
Yeah. Gavin Bazunu had a back injury, sort of hurt his back, but he seems to be okay. I think he'll be okay. I think we should have everyone available for selection.
Good stuff. Seamus, I think we've all seen the footage now of Frank Lampard grabbing you in the dressing room and describing you as one of the best people he's ever met. Just what did that mean to you?
Oh, listen, you know, it was a tough season for us all. A lot of emotion went into it all season, and I think a bit of emotion carried through into that game. Listen, regardless who my manager is, it's not changed for me. I've not tried to impress one more than the other. I just want what's best for the team, for myself, for the club, my teammates, my manager. And listen, a manager like Frank Lampard to say that's obviously a lovely moment. It means a lot, because I don't think sometimes a lot of people see or understand what really goes on behind the scenes and what you really put into it. So I suppose from that point of view, it's nice of him to put it out there. Nice for my parents and stuff like that to hear. But yeah, for me, it's just part of my job, and just happy the season ended like it did.
A case of your parents sending the video to you, or you sending the video to your parents?
I got that many messages after that game. I don't know, was it me to them or them to me? But listen, it was a tough season for us all. Parents, wife, kids, everything. It was a tough grind, and listen, we got what we wanted in the end. Not exactly what we're describing as a successful season, but when you get stuck in that rut with 6 weeks to go, I think we got what we wanted, and I think as a club we need to learn massively from it. But as I said, I'm glad I'm sitting here as still a Premier League player for sure.
Thanks, James.
Okay, we'll move into the embargoed section, which will be involved.